Welcome to Magical Women. I'm your host, Connie Boyd, and today we return to the talented Josephine Lee in this third sequel of her Magical Women Talks. Recently, Josephine appeared on VANISH TV to promote her Magical Woman feature article in VANISH magazine. Josephine was also a guest star on Franz Harary's live stream quarantine talk show with co-host and moderator John Pullum. In an unprecedented historic first in magic, Josephine delighted viewers along with FISM winner Juliana Chen, the Shimada Legacy's Luna Shimada, and Magical Women creator myself. And today we are including clips of her engaging chat. Now before we start, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you'll know when new talks are uploaded. And please comment and let us know what you like and what you'd like to see more of and what you find most interesting, and we'll try to include those topics in future talks. Today's talk starts with Josephine speaking with VANISH publisher Paul Romhany. Don't forget to let us know what you enjoy about this talk.
It's time for Women in Magic. This month, Connie Boyd chats to the incredible Josephine Lee. You'll read in the article in the latest VANISH magazine all about Josephine and her incredible rise to fame, if you like, but certainly a lot of hard work. It wasn't overnight success. She appeared on Britain's Got Talent, and then it's almost as though she appeared out of nowhere, but she didn't. She spent a lot of time and work as an assistant to many people, and you can read all about that in the latest VANISH magazine. But right now we get a chance to actually meet Josephine in person. Also remember that you can check out the talks by Connie on her Woman in Magic series as well, which is on YouTube or Facebook. You can get all the details in the latest VANISH magazine as well. But right now let's head over to the UK and have a chat to Josephine. Hey Josephine, welcome to VANISH TV.
Thank you very much. Hello.
It's great to have you here. You're in London, is that right?
Well, currently in Norwich, which is a little bit outside of London on the East Coast.
I know where it is. My brother has a cottage up there, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he goes up. He's a school teacher, but during the vacations they go up there. So it's a great little place. We've been there ourselves. It's a great place to be hunkered down when we're not working, I guess, eh?
It is. It's a great place for the beach and surfing, so it's been convenient.
That's great. What are you doing during this period? Because they just changed the rules in the UK. Was it? I think they're always changing the rules, right? The regulations and things. So what have you been doing during lockdown?
Practicing quite a lot.
Yeah.
And just hoping that things are going to kind of start coming back around. Our news today has not been so promising, but I've been very lucky to have filmed 2 TV shows this week. Oh, wow. So that's been exciting. And I feel like it came at the perfect time because I'm not too sure that if it had been in a couple of weeks' time, they would have happened. So I'm grateful that I've at least been in 2 productions this year.
That's great. So now, are you allowed to say what they are or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I was trying to get a scoop. No, that's fair enough. Well, that's terrific. I know we were trying to tee this up, so I was lucky I got you today. The article is fantastic. Connie does a great series on Women in Magic, if people are following it in VANISH. It's a really great series, and you had an amazing piece of advice, which I learned when I started touring a long time ago, over 30 years ago. But you had a great piece of advice which was told to me, and you passed it on in the latest VANISH magazine, and I love the piece of advice you said, which is to stay after the show.
Yeah. Because
that's where you get all the real information. The similar advice was given to me on a tour. Actually, the advice was given was, Paul, when you go on, I was about 18, he said, when you go on tour, I was touring with the most incredible artists, but he said, don't show them a card trick, because they will open up more to you. And it's the same sort of thing. So I would hang around after the shows and just listen to the guys talk, just take it all, sit back and just take it all in. And similar advice you gave in VANISH, which is the best advice.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do find, especially if you're lucky enough to be on tour with these guys for a long time, that's when it's really, you're getting that amazing experience of seeing how they work as well. But absolutely, I find it's always in the evening after the show that everyone's feeling hyped up and, you know, no one's quite ready to go to sleep yet, that these conversations pop up and you learn a lot about, you know, stories as well as where they found their inspiration from. And I think that is the most inspiring thing. It's just, you know, the conversations, sometimes just normal conversations that lead elsewhere and become these incredible acts. So yeah.
You know, I wish
always stay after the show.
and you gave that advice in Vanish, and as soon as I read that, I went, that's fantastic. That's the best advice. I wish 30 years ago they had cell phones or some way of recording. I wish I recorded all the advice and just, you know, had a backstage camera just hanging out with these people, because
absolutely.
But we're very lucky. We're both very lucky that we were in that position, able to soak it all in and take it all in. So, well, you know, thank you very much for taking this time. It's a very short interview. If people want to hear more, they can go to Connie's article, Women in Magic. Also, Connie has a great interview with you on YouTube, which is fantastic. You talk about your career and going, which I think is a great thing, going from a lead assistant to a performer. I think that's something that is very inspirational. So it's really great. And of course, the latest Vanish, we have you're in there with some great photos and a great story as well. So I'll let you get back. I know it's late there in the UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You're welcome. Talk soon.
So let's meet Josephine.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi. Hello.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for being a part of our little show here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, okay, I'm not going to do what I did to Luna, so I'm going to let Connie jump in and start the questioning here.
Go for it. Fire away.
But you've been working. You have done work through this, Josephine, haven't you?
So actually last week I did 2 TV shows, which, yeah, it was interesting. There was nothing all year, obviously, because we were locked down. And then in the same week, 2 things happened, and they were big things, but I'm not allowed to speak about them just yet. But it was interesting. One of them was filmed remotely, so it was directed over Zoom, which is a really interesting experience. And one that I think actually might catch on, which I'm not too overexcited about, because it's very strange performing to the camera and not the audience, especially when you're doing your stage act. So it's something that it takes a little bit of getting used to. And even over lockdown, I miss audiences. I miss being, you know, in front of people and connecting with people. And it's a shame. It's a real shame.
So the show that you did, were you in a studio in front of a camera, or were you in your home in front of a camera like we are here?
So it was in a theater. So they rented out the theater, and then we had crew, we had camera crew, and then we had techs. And it was just filmed by the camera guys, but it was directed over Zoom. So there was a lot of walking back to the table, putting the comms on, and, you know, figuring out the camera shots, and then going back and filming it. So the process actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought it would take, you know, a really long time, but when it's not direct, so it's going through 5 people before it gets back to the camera guys, which shots they need to make. But it was interesting to see how it worked, and to see that it can still work, which was really promising. That's an exciting thing, I think, about this time in our lives, is that people are coming up with, you know, people are innovating. They're coming up with new ways to get material out there, and to try and make sure that, you know, we are still working. So it's interesting.
Right.